Hello and welcome to Introduction to Open Source R. My name is Dr. Friedman. We are in spring 2019. Um, Before I will start, I have a lot of students in this class. I have undergrad and I have graduate, and I know that a lot of you want to learn about R, and I'll try my best to do that. So I will present in this module, I will present the syllabus. I want you to go over the syllabus to make sure that you understand the structure of my class. And then we will go over a little bit about the history, about how we're going to share our code. And this is really important because sharing the code is learning how to accept your peers' review on the code. And so the issue of GitHub will be part of this assignment that you're going to apply to. And then I will summarize and try to show you what other students in previous class have done with regard to the creation. I will talk about what is the structure of R very soon, but let's start first with the syllabus of the class. So the syllabus of the class consists of two textbooks which are required. The first one is The Art of Programming, and again it is a statistical software design, and it is going through each step of the R and give you background and give you examples. And then the second one is the R package, how to set it up, how to write and share your code. And the author of the book is Handley Wickham, which is the creator of ggplot2 and also the creator of RStudio. So those are the two textbooks that I would like you to have in order to address the technical aspect of the course. For those people who coming not from the School of Information, I gave the Ecological Statistical by Gordon Fox as a supplementary to this course, and I will assign you to read that. This is assignment directly to you and not to the rest of the students. I think that will be the strategy of my teaching. Is basically I'm going to give lectures, but the thing is, you're going to get an assignment, you're going to post your assignment, and you shared your assignment, so other students will be able to share to see what you have done. You will do that through GitHub, and I will talk about GitHub in 2 seconds. But this is how we're going to. I open the gate for everyone. Everyone has the right to review and to get more understanding how to accept and adjust their code to be better and provide better accessibility. So the evaluation or the course evaluation, you're going to have a blog where you're going to write about your experience in each module of the class. A good example of it, one of the people that is running the analytic aspect of Etsy has a blog, and she writes about everything she does, and I will provide you with reference to her blog, and you will see how she reports on her success or failure on conducting statistical analysis based on the code that she tried to create. You're going to have in this class assignment. Every module will have assignment, and then you will have the final project is a 60% of the project. Why is it so important? I think for me, the project is where my showing that what I have learned. It's not only just a course, it's just give you an opening door for other people to see your work and to appreciate what you have done or what you have learned. And this is really important. This is from my own experience. In the past, I used to be a programmer, and in order for me to show that, I wish my teachers, when I went to universities and did my PhD, the professor would open the door to my work. They did not understand it. That's my change. That's what I bring into the classroom. So the issue of open door is really important for me. Anything else that is, you'll see that we are going to have a guest speaker, and his name is Tal Galili, and he is the creator of rstatistics.com. It's a blog, and I highly recommend that you will subscribe to the blog and other resources to get more information. I cannot cover everything. I cannot cover that, and especially when the time limitation and things like that. So I recommend, I will provide you additional resources that might help you to overcome the idea of R and R, open source R, and what is it entail. Okay, so let's start with my presentation. So what is R? And this is a good question. A lot of people asking what is, and the New York Times in 2009 published an article about data analytics captured by R power. And R is not just the 18th letter of the alphabet. And so I will tell you the story of R in this presentation shortly about that, but I will also recommend you to look at the history I posted in the main page or the module page, the past and the future of history, the R packages, the repository of R, and introduction. And this will give you more basic on understanding what R is and what is it all about. So let's start with a little bit background. What is the idea of open and open source? Most of us use Microsoft. Microsoft is not open. Even though they claim to be open, they are not. You cannot go to Excel and change the interface or change the functions of Excel. So most software application basically close the gate for users to see what goes on inside. So the idea is that open source software movement is the idea that we are able to go inside, change whatever we need to, but also contribute to the development of the software, which means that there is no one guy that is in charge of everything. Instead, the open source application allowed us to develop application, contributed to the R, and allowed us to allows other users to download the R and use it. So example of open source application, the Firefox browser is one of them, Apache as a server, the PHP programmers, and so on and so on. So you can see a lot of application. What's unique about the R is that, again, we are able to contribute more massively to its development. The history of R started in 1976 in Bell Labs, and basically the majority of the work was done in 1980s to 1990s, where the first development of R was called the S language, and but it did not achieve popularity in the marketplace. And at that time, Bell Lab was purchased by other companies, and in the end, they decided to close down the lab that was supposed to help develop it. So in 1995, two professors from University of Auckland in New Zealand developed the idea of R. They opened the R to the public, and what they did was they called the R based on their first name, Ross and Robert. And so the idea of R is based on their name. The R language, what is it? What are we going to learn here? So the R is, again, is object-oriented, which means that ability to interpret the object that you're going to create. So usually, typically, access through a command line command is part of the S language, and later on the R language. So the R language like any other, has basic syntax and structure that we will learn, but it has a particular ability to have complex numbers that highly unusual to any other languages such as Java or Perl or any other language that you are familiar with. So the R is an object-oriented language. So it has objects such as data structure that consist of data files and methods that allowed us to do the interaction, to design application and the packages that I'm going to talk about. What is a package? And this is where we as a community and you as a student will create your own package. So what is a package? It is ability to generate or create a package is the ability to have a data collection, data analysis, and powerful visualization that is packaged and distributed through the R community, and everyone has the ability to run your package, and we will learn how to do that. So there is a lot of packages. There are more than 6,500 packages. That was 3 months ago. I'm sure that the numbers goes up and up every time. And as we can see, a lot of the new packages, it's about sharing it on the browser. And so HTML come into play. To those who are the PhD students in the class, one of the things that is really nice that there are packages nowadays, there's packages that allowed us to write a publication using the RStudio into the application and then publish it and export it as a platform that the journal in our fields accept. So what is R packages? I did not define it yet. So let's start. It is a collection of R functions that you're going to write. You're going to use what we learn and maybe create your own. It's a data and it's a compiled code in a well-defined format. The directory where the package is stored is called library. So the R comes with a standard set of packages that are available for everyone to install, and the packages are the foundation units of the code that the R code that runs the RStudio. So the idea here is that those are included. That's what we're going to learn, how to create or compile the R code, so you will be able to show that you can write a package and be able to do that. It's not so hard, and this textbook is a good example that will follow. So the objective of this class is first learn R, then create R package, then able to run applications such as the R console and the RStudio, and then help to ensure that the code that we write is correct, which means that we validate your code. We will use, sometimes it's not available, but we will use both the RStudio, but also we will use the console. So I recommend you to have both applications available. Getting started with R console, it goes through the Crane rpackage.org, and you're going to download it, and it will look something like that. This is the RStudio. To remind you, if some of you knows what is the DOS is, it sometimes will remind you of the DOS. The RStudio is a little bit different. It is more in our current environment. I do not recommend you to install the RStudio server because it will cost you money. So please make sure that you are downloading the desktop edition and not the server. And the interface is where we are going to learn more of our work will be done. So you see in the bottom, you see the console, you see the code, you see the workplace, the history, and then you're going to see the packages that you're going to embed it maybe in your code, maybe not. the file that you're going to use, and so on and so on. So everything is where the script is, the script editor. This is where the R console is. This is where the variable workspace and the history file is. And this is where the files management and the packages. So basic function in R is where after the prompt. And so this is where you're going to run. For example, help. And it will give you the help on me, or summary, or history. Everything is part of it. So you enter the numerical value of the function after the promoting it, and you're going to see. So 2 multiplied by 3, you're going to enter and hit enter, and you're going to see the result. And so again, the issue here is that the R sometimes has its own issue or its own interface that we are not accustomed to see in other application. Again, I'm running other codes, but what I mean, the 3 and so if I will do run, he will give me the answer here. So if I will make it view zoom in, you will be able to see it. So this is where we're going to see, you're going to see your code, and the output of your code will be here. Continue. So another issue that is really important is open source and sharing. And this is really important because this is the idea, the sharing of your code with others in order for you to improve. It's another form of improvement. And so the component of every idea is that open source is all about sharing the source and be able to do that. In this class, I'm going to get to use the GitHub. And there was a lot of discussion about GitHub. It was purchased by Microsoft, and again, I did not find a good alternative, and most of the code that I'm using, most of the code that many of my peers using is in GitHub. We did not convert it into other platform, so I will use GitHub as my platform. The issue is, what is GitHub? GitHub is version control, but it is not a full version control, because you can say to me that Dropbox or Box is a version control, but it's not. The issue is, the idea here, and I posted this article on, it is by Michael Marcia, that he talks about what is GitHub, how to get GitHub, and what is the between the difference between Get and GitHub, and where does it goes. And I highly recommend that you go over that, how to apply that, how to install that, and I will also post some information about that and how to get it. In order for you to start the process, you will need to sign in to GitHub. They will ask you, pick a name, pick your username, your email address, and create a password. And so GitHub has many advantages, and it's more efficient, it's better workflow, and it gives you a lot of, again, the issue of which one is better. I prefer GitHub because this is where all my work is being done, but since it is the most popular platform nowadays. So you're going to post, you do not, the issue why I'm also using GitHub is that do not post your code on Canvas. In the last 2 semesters that last 2 years I've been teaching R, students started to post their code on Canvas. And I used to get calls in the middle of the night from the Canvas manager saying, please do not do that. So you will post your code on GitHub, and you will get the link of your GitHub code into the Canvas, because Canvas is about platform that does not support code. So again, this is part of how to configure that, how to do that, And again, there's a lot of articles, including this one that I give you, articles to create repository in GitHub. It's really easy. I hope it will go well. If not, please let me know and I will help. I want to finish. I want to finish in two things about the class. First of all, to those who are afraid of R and what does it entail and how to do that, the RStudio posted quite nicely a place where they call it sheets that give you background of what we are going to do in this class. I'll try to give it more in depth, a little bit more, but it covers a lot of issues that we will cover. Example, data visualization. Example, package development, how to do that step by step. Markdown, advanced R, base R, and what is data table, and anything that you will need in order for you to be successful. So this is something that I appreciate that you will use. I will post the first one that I download about the basic. That's what we are going to learn. We are going to start with vectors, vector functions, and how to apply, how to start with it. What is a loop? What is a while loop and functions? We are going to cover that, and I hope you will be able to follow and understand and ask questions. The basic is ask questions. I've been in the R community for a long time, and one of the things that I like to follow is a presentation that I heard from Matt Kyler from the University of Colorado. He said R is a bit like smoking. You started with the beginning is difficult, and you get a lot of headaches, and you beg first few times, but in the long run, it's becoming more addictive. So I am not trying to persuade you to become addicted to R. This is not my objective, but I want you to be aware that there is alternative to the Microsoft Excel and its lack of ability to run a big data set or to run advanced statistics, something that the R is built for, something that is really good at, and something that we will enjoy in order for us to achieve better understanding of our data, better understanding of the power of R. So that's it. I know that you have a very busy week in the first week of school, and I know that everything is probably vague and unclear. So the issue is, if you have any question, you can always email me or come visit me at my office. I posted all the information about my location. I'll post the days, my office hours. You can also catch me via Skype, and you will see my GitHub account where we're going to, every assignment, I'm going to post something new on the assignment and maybe clarification in order for you to succeed and able to generate your own platform. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a lot of questions, and I will see you next time. Until then, enjoy your first week in class and welcome to R.